Good morning and welcome to Lessons in Love. And today we're on lesson 186. Salvation of the world depends on me. So as always, we'll begin by taking a moment of quietness and dropping into our bodies. So gently closing the eyes down and dropping your awareness downwards. And as you do, just getting a sense of peace as you come out of your head and down towards your heart. Resting into your heart. Noticing your breath. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask that love lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. And we release these words and let it be. Okay, so 186. Salvation of the world depends on me. Here is the statement that will one day take all arrogance away from every mind. Here is the thought of true humility, which holds no function as your own, but that which has been given you. It offers your acceptance of a part assigned to you without insisting on another role. It does not judge your proper role. It acknowledges the will of love is done on earth as well as heaven. It unites all wills on earth in heaven's plan to save the world, restoring it to heaven's peace. So remember, when we talk about saving the world, that's what we're talking about, that we get to live in a world that is exactly like heaven. It is a peaceful Zen place to be in. Let us not fight our function. We did not establish it. It is not our idea. The means are given us by which it will be perfectly accomplished. All that we are asked to do is accept our part in genuine humility and not deny with self-deceiving arrogance that we are worthy. What is given us to do, we have the strength to do. Our minds are suited perfectly to take the part assigned to us by one who knows us well. So you have all you need to do in order to cultivate this sort of peace that we're talking about and to play your part in making the world a more peaceful place. Today's idea may seem quite sobering until you see its meaning. All it says is that your Creator still remembers you and offers you the perfect trust it holds in you who are its child or its extension. It does not ask that you be different in any way from what you are. What could humility request but this? And what could arrogance deny but this? Today, we will not shrink from our assignment on the erroneous grounds that modesty is outraged. It is pride that would deny the call for God. So this is, where we come to actually really accept our holiness and our innocence. To be able to say, I am very holy indeed. I am very sacred. All false humility we lay aside today, that we may listen to God's voice reveal to us what God would have us do. And we do not doubt our adequacy for the function God will offer us. We will be certain only that God knows our strengths, our wisdom, and our holiness. And if God deems us worthy, so we are. It is but arrogance that judges otherwise. So the ego often thinks it knows better or knows something different, or would even play down the light that it is. And I'm sure I've quoted this before, but it's that beautiful speech that Marianne Williamson made and then was adapted by Nelson Mandela. And in it, she says, it's not our light we're afraid of, or it's not our darkness we're afraid of, it's our light. And this is calling us to accept that we are the light of the world. Arrogance makes an image of yourself that is not real. It is the image which quails and retreats in terror as the voice for God ensures you that you are the strength, the wisdom, and the holiness to go beyond all images, or that you have the strength, and the holiness and the wisdom to go beyond all images. You're not weak, as is the image of yourself. You are not ignorant and helpless. Sin cannot tarnish the truth in you, and misery cannot come near the holy name of God, or the holy home of God. So once more, knowing that behind the clouds of all the stories, all the experiences, all the teachings, all the learnings, all the stuff we made up, behind those clouds is only the sunshine. It is always there, constant, and it is who you truly be. All this, the voice for God, relates to you as the Holy Spirit speaks. So that's your internal teacher. The image trembles and seeks to attack the threat it does not know, sensing its basis crumble. Let it go. So this is the ego, sensing that it is going to die. If you rest into the love that you are, that all these other beliefs begin to crumble. And this lesson is asking us, just let it go. Peacefully let it go. Salvation, freedom, or peace of the world depends on you and not upon this little pile of dust. What can it tell the holy child of God? The child is not concerned with it at all. So you have no concern. And so we find our peace. We will accept the function that love has given us. For all illusions rest upon the weird belief that we can make another function for ourselves. Our self-made roles are shifting, and they seem to change from mourner to ecstatic bliss of love and loving. We can laugh and weep and greet the day with welcome or with tears. Our very being seems to change as we experience 1,000 shifts in mood, and our emotions raise us high indeed or dash us to the ground in hopelessness. And we're all so familiar with these shifts and being pulled all the time and swayed by outside things. You know that if somebody is nice to you, you have a good day. And if somebody's mean to you, you have a bad day. If you read something good in the newspaper, you have a good day. If you read something bad in the newspaper, you have a bad day. And so there's this constant flux and change in our moods and in our emotions. And that can't be how it's supposed to be if you are this child of God, if you are this sunshine. Is this the child of God? Could it create such instability and call itself child of God? God, who is changeless, shares God's attributes with its creation. All the images God's child appears to make have no effect on what it is. They blow across its mind like wind-swept leaves that form a pattern an instant and break apart to group again and scamper off, or like mirages seen above a desert rising from the dust. So they are like ships passing in the night, they're not something that needs to affect us in any way long term. And, I'm not saying ever, I'm always kind of feel the importance of saying this. It's not to dismiss your feelings or emotions, but to recognize that you do not have to let them take hold of you in the way that maybe you thought you did, or that they don't have to have a lasting imprint on you. That beneath all of those, you are this unchangeable spirit and this light. These unsubstantial images will go and leave your mind unclouded and serene when you accept the function given you. The images you make give rise to conflicting goals, impermanent and vague, uncertain and ambiguous. Who would be constant in their efforts or direct their energies and concentrated drive toward goals like these? So why would you put all your efforts into something that's so vague and uncertain? The functions which the world esteems are so uncertain that they change 10 times an hour at their most secure. What hope of gain can rest on goals like this? In lovely contrast, certain as the sun's return each morning to dispel the night, your truly given function stands out clear and wholly unambiguous. There is no doubt of its validity. It comes from one who knows no error. So it comes from love itself, and its voice is certain in its messages. They will not change nor be in conflict. All of them point to one goal and one you can attain. Your plan may be impossible, but love's can never fail because love is at its source. Do as love's voice directs you. And if it asks a thing of you which seems impossible, remember who it is that asks and who would make denial. Then consider this. Which is more likely to be right? The voice that speaks for the Creator of all things, who knows all things as they are, or the distorted image of yourself, confused, bewildered, inconsistent, and unsure of everything? Do not let the ego's voice direct you. Hear instead a certain voice which tells you of a function given you by your Creator, who remembers you and urges that you now remember them. Love's gentle voice is calling from the known to the unknowing. Love would comfort you, although love knows no sorrow. Love would make a restitution, though love is complete. A gift to you, although love knows that you have everything already. Love has thoughts which answer every need you perceive, although love does not see the needs. So, that's something to always remember, that God or love only sees your perfection. It doesn't perceive anything else. For love must give what is given in its name and takes on the form most useful in a world of form. These are the forms which never can deceive because they come from formlessness itself. Forgiveness is an earthly form of love, which as it is in heaven has no form because it's not needed in heaven. Yet what is needed here is given here as it is needed. In this form, you can fulfill your function even here, although what love will mean to you when formlessness has been restored to you is greater still. So when we drop the body, we will know love in an even greater way. However, we can know it while we're in a body. Salvation of the world depends on you who can forgive. Such is your function here. So really, you could say this in 1,000 different ways, but our business here is to cultivate peace. And in order to cultivate peace, we have to know and be willing, know how to use forgiveness and be willing to use forgiveness. And it's not as simple as just overlooking everything. It's that you really got to come into your heart and recognize that the other person is you, and that who you truly be is always safe and secure and held in the arms of love or at one with love. And for me, it's about, the willingness to create peace wherever I go. So if I'm holding something against someone, I'm not in peace. And so therefore I'm not a bringer of peace. I'm carrying things and I'm bringing those wherever I go with me. So it's about, all the time having this desire to keep your side of the street clean, to look after your business, to look after your things, to have that willingness and cultivate a willingness to forgive easily and to move through life knowing that the universe has got your back, knowing that you're innocent and sinless, as is the other party that may be involved in something you may be holding on to. And I know this is often easier said than done, But again, it's about that willingness. Can I begin to look at the innocence in this person? Can I begin to look beyond the story that I see or that I hear or that I think I know? And the same applies to yourself. Can I start to look at my innocence? Can I start to look at all that is right and beautiful and pure about me and recognize that all that is I see as wrong with me is part of my limited vision. Okay. So we're going to take a moment to go into a meditation, gently closing our eyes down and just being present to this responsibility, but it's a beautiful responsibility because it's about restoring peace on earth. And, who would want to say no to that? And remember, we all contribute to the pool and we all affect change and we all want to be the change we want to see. So we're just going to be present to that, reminding yourself that you are peace itself, but you're going to choose to live from that place. So perhaps taking your hand onto your heart for a moment or two. And if we use an affirmation like I am at peace, then the universe conspires to bring everything into place to make that statement absolute truth in your awareness. So if you're comfortable, you could use that one. I am at peace. Ready? You can gently open your eyes and I invite you to say yes to playing your part in the salvation or in bringing about the freedom of the world, in bringing peace to the world.